cannot understand why sometimes so gay change people will be talking, because this is something we have to do by force. So saying it just encourage them, because man not nekk was small, but am na ñoo xamantene so waxé ci gaay lu ndaw rek daf leen dé affect. Yeah,
people are different.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of like looking at the faults of others, everyone has faults. You always have faults. So the best thing is just to encourage each other, try to motivate each other, and then just help each other get better.
People say this, go to the ragala approach.
Exactly, go. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
My friends always say this. My male friend, they will say, "Ki ragala," and that is beautiful. If men don't want to approach you because you're a hijabi, that is good. So I think that is one benefit of it. They respect and value who you are.
Assalamu alaikum. You're welcome to the Let's Talk podcast, and this is of course the first episode of this podcast. So I'm your host, I'm Abdullah Ojalo, or just OJay, and my co-host
Fatima Dabo.
Good. So you can all introduce yourselves.
I am Bintu Deva.
Yeah. Assalamu alaikum. It's Awadawa here.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Mariam.
Good. So you're all welcome to this podcast. So it's more of a discussion. And today the topic is about hijab. So maybe you can all tell us what inspired you and why you chose to be a hijab.
Okay. Thank you so much. For me, it's like a very inspiring journey that I've also learned from somebody else, because bringing my journey here means a lot to me. So I would say it's more like growing up in a family where we are all girls. And all of my sisters are hijabis, so looking up to them, I feel like they are doing great, and how people see them in society, people really appreciate them. So I was like, when I was young, like when I passed people in the highway, they were like, Anna Samat, that other one that do the hijabi, and I feel they're all praised outside. So I see this light coming from the hijab that they do. I'm like, okay, myself, I will start doing the hijab when I grow up, but I started somewhere. Sometimes I will wear this tip and with the color, and people were like, Ivandi. So as a kid, people were like always making fun of the way I dressed and mixing up changal and hijab. So it's funny. But yeah, that is how I come up with the hijab. So
yeah, I mean that's how most of the time you just don't jump to perfection and all that. You start from a step and then you get there.
Right.
Yeah. What about you?
For me, mine started when I went to Nusrat. There was this guy, like, he goes to this dara. So, like, he told me to come there. And I came, and, like, all the girls there, they were all wearing hijab. And I felt like I'm not doing enough, because I was not a hijabi back then. And, like, if they can do it, like, what is stopping me from also doing it? So then I got inspired by the girls there, and also my ustaz advised me, and also the man also advised me, and the girls that were there, they advised me too. So then there was a time I decided to, like, wear the hijab, and since then I've been wearing it, alhamdulillah, for it.
For me, it was like something that was not easy. Yeah, my hijab journey was not really easy, because this was not my life. I was not used to this lifestyle. Anyway, I have small surroundings here there where people wearing the hijab, but and then in 2023 October, I started having this bad dream, and then it was really so scary. At first, I couldn't ignore it. You know what? It's just a dream, and it kept repeating. And when I'm going to bed, I recite Ayatul Kursi, but still. And I was like, no, this is really scary. And then, the them to a point, because I know that when I go to sleep, I say something. And then I was like, yeah, I am not doing good. I was not really doing good, and I'm not proud of myself. And I know that Suma days, it's not gonna be a good end for me. And then when I'm gonna start by praying, asking for forgiveness and guidance, and see how it's gonna go. And then to my surprise, I was doing this ending of October, and I was like, I'm gonna wear the hijab on my birthday, 17th January. And then before that, November 10, I see myself wearing the hijab. Yeah, it was not really easy, but yeah, alhamdulillah.
Means like this really means a lot to you because like you see, you remember the dates and all that.
Yeah, for sure.
Good.
So, what are the challenges you faced since you started wearing the hijab? Since it's something that wasn't part of your lifestyle, so was it like when you started, was it easy for you, or you struggled with constantly wearing the hijab? And how did you overcome that?
Okay, the challenges come from my family, from my friends, from my surrounding, and it comes with like wearing wigs. Because when I was wearing the hijab, I got 3 new wigs. It was brand new. And then I can remember I was from Senegal and I got them from there, and I have these like, I can say like 15 new clothes for my sister, and I was like, yeah, preparing for December and all of that. And then I left all of that for the hijab, and then you know, I was not really thinking about it, because when I wanted to wear the hijab, I said to myself, I'm not gonna wear this again. I think I should wear it after December, hijab. And I was like, no. I was so scared to go to sleep, because I know what I'm going to see. And then it comes to my friends, I lose many friends because the way I was, I'm on Harijuburi. Yeah. And then before my distance, getting my distance, and then I heard so many negative things from my own part of family. And yeah, people support me apart from my parents and close people to me. I was not really getting that support. Everybody was talking because so hijab, the next thing you are gonna do, don't go guinea. And then I understand them because life but yeah, it was really so hard for me. I don't talk, I 2 months straight distance from people outside, because I know I don't want nobody to distract me from what I'm doing. And then yeah, Maggie talk like for a whole month, Maggie smoke for 2 months. And then yeah, I was really so struggling. Yeah, sometimes it's really hard for me, I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like this is the problem that many women face. People want to do hijab and change their lifestyle, but because of the society, how the society is going to see them, it's really scaring them. And this is one thing that we should really advocate for. Exactly. Try to do something better. If you cannot help the person,
Exactly.
Yeah, I think the problem is the society don't allow us to change, even though sometimes we want to change. When you start to do something good, hey, mom, like even in this Ramadan, you see people that maybe that do not pray, or after Ramadan now they start praying, say, Ramadan renga de Judy or something like that. You know?
And before my hijab, so I was like, sometimes the madi can posting young drama that is offering a deal.
Exactly, and sometimes, like, if you try to advise them, they will be like, oh, who are you to talk? As if like you used to do this and this and this and that. You can't even say anything at all.
But I think if you look at all of it and everyone's story, what's really important is that you're doing it for you, and because you understand the importance of wearing the hijab and covering up. Because if you're not doing it for yourself, if you're just doing it because, oh, I just want to perhaps copy someone or something, then when these challenges come and you face them, you're not going to continue, you're going to fail. But like looking at 3 of you now, even with the challenges that you faced, you're still covering up. And I'm really proud of you, if no one has ever said that to you.
I mean, it all channels to the intention why you want to start.
Exactly. It's really important.
If you are starting it for another reason, then maybe the people stuff will get to you. But if you are doing it for God, then whatever they say, you know.
And it's commitment, like, so we get it's by force. And then to fake in yo, danga want to lead them because you would do it. And then I understand why sometimes so gay change, people will be talking, because this is something we have to do by force. So just encourage them, because man not nobody was smoke, but I'm not so he's a guy definitely affect.
People are different.
Exactly. Then sometimes I post TikTok or Instagram. Nobody gets comments because man so my TikTok secure, so definitely negative comment, fuck approve my good post. So much to give for the money is you are not even a hijab. Just taste it for your man going to go filtered comments, and I saw those comments. You are not even a real hijab. A real hijab doing makeup, a real hijab doing this, a real hijab doing that.
Even myself, I face these problems a lot of time.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I'll post my picture on Instagram. It's my personal account.
Yeah.
And I know that my relationship with God, you don't know anything between
About
myself and
it.
God. So because I post a particular picture of myself, you try to judge me or enter my DM like hijab do definitely or hijab do definitely, but you don't know my intention.
Exactly.
So it's affecting people. But if you're very strong
Mm-hmm.
and you feel like you're doing this for God and nobody knows my relationship with God, I think nobody can push you. Man, I don't care.
Yeah.
As far
They
as
judge your
Exactly.
intention even before
Yeah.
they get to know you.
Yeah.
And then the thing is, like, it's a very bad habit that most of us have actually. Sometimes we don't even know, it's like unintentional, and then you start to judge someone for something that they're doing, forgetting that you're also not perfect, and then you have other things that people are not seeing, and then you're doing. So I think what's more important as Muslims, especially during this month of Ramadan, is looking within yourself and trying to better yourself, and instead of like looking at the faults of others. Everyone has
Exactly.
faults. You
Exactly.
always have
We are
faults.
not
So the
perfect.
best thing is just
Yeah.
to encourage each other, try to motivate each other, and then just help each other get better and
Exactly.
strengthen your relationship with Allah. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe like, as you said, most of us, like when you guys were started from a step, and there are people that are like what they call the bandit. Maybe some people are just doing it. Maybe some people they are doing it. Maybe they want to grow to it. Maybe some people are also doing it for the fashion and all that. They will they will do the hijab
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
they will do
Because
the
I
hijab.
saw a video on TikTok. You cannot wear the hijab. You so cropped up. That's really not hijab. Even if you are doing step by step. Sometimes, if you want to do step by step, danga japale sa bopa.
Exactly.
Nga aga fene. When I was when I was wearing the hijab, start to was still anyway. But you couldn't know they started. And still, I wear like tight clothes, but I'm still take blazer. But you cannot say you are trying. Yang is so cropped up.
It doesn't make sense.
Or yang is so top sa weni. Everything is outside. That's not step by step from my way.
But still,
Yeah, I
that
think-
still returns
Yes.
to the intention you are doing.
Exactly.
Yeah. And step by step should actually start from your outfit. I feel like people forget the thing. Like before you even start thinking of the hijab, how about the outfit you're wearing?
Exactly.
Yeah, because it complements each other, and then you cannot say you're a hijabi and you're not dressing properly.
And
like it
hijab
just
has
doesn't.
conditions.
Yeah, it doesn't just add up together. So I think it's not easy. So perhaps starting from your outfits, then later on you can also add the hijab to it, so that because it doesn't really tell well you wearing the hijab and then wearing tight clothes. And I understand that everybody starts from like different stages.
Exactly. Yeah.
I feel like it all boils down to the friends that you have, those that are there to support you, will support you.
Yeah,
Sometimes
that
it's
too.
difficult. I have this friend that was like, tamabuka the hijab, but I don't have the clothes. So it starts from there. Associate with friends that are able to support you through this journey. They will give you something to start with.
Exactly.
And buy yourself. So the outfit that they're selling for different from hijab, they're more expensive.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yes.
2,000.
Exactly.
Wig it's 30 something thousand.
Exactly.
Wig gonna chip it's like 10,000.
Exactly.
I'm talking from
So with
experience.
that, you can
Sometimes
have a
wig
lot
will
of...
get a simple. You can like 15,000.
Exactly. And one veil will cost you just $150. or
Yeah.
less.
$100.
Exactly.
$100.
Yeah,
So
there's
imagine
$100.
$1,000 in what's it in the wig?
Yeah.
What's it in the hijab? It's gonna be 10.
Yeah.
So 10,000 by them, it's gonna be a lot. It's not just the wig. So again, you will install,
Nails.
do all
Yeah,
those type of
makeup.
stuff. Yeah. So it's something right? Something that's gonna put you in Jannah is free, and something that's
Yeah.
gonna put you in Jahannam is expensive.
Expensive.
Yeah.
And just like what you said, it's all about commitment. Because I remember when I was starting the hijab, I was not even having modest clothes. I think I had like 3 abayas. But just because I was having this mindset of, I'm doing it for the sake of Allah, so I'm not gonna let anything like be in my way. All those 3 abayas, I was wearing it for like every single day. If I wear this one today, the next day I wear this one, the other day I will wear that one. It just keeps on repeating. And now look, I have all the abayas that I need. So it's all about you thinking that you're doing it for the sake of Allah. and that whatever people have to say, you're not gonna mind them.
Yeah.
People are different, like you said. Me, I don't care about what people say. Even before I became a hijabi, like when people tell me something, I really don't care. As long as I know I am right and I'm on the truth, I'm just gonna keep on pushing and doing it. So yeah.
Yeah, I think also like one important thing that we should do, especially as the sisters, with your friends, most of them don't know, or most of them, are like their minds are already filled with the bad and all that. Maybe we advocating the importance of it and all, telling them your close friends. Maybe most of the times they are going to reject you, but since you're doing it, because you want the good for them,
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
we just spread more awareness.
But one thing is, giving dawah to your family and friends is the hardest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really not easy. Yeah, our parents, like my parents, mashallah, Juduna feka they are doing good. Even time but sometimes they do things and it's very, very hard to talk to them
Yeah,
about
exactly.
the
These
thing.
old
It's
people, they
very,
don't listen.
very hard because sometimes then they live dara manelene li akli. And sometimes you just I'm patient and you have to because of sometimes I'm not if you want to
Follow your heart.
wow it's just gonna be and then suma hariti tam yena suma de li luñ ma def kañ nga change mata legi dama de like dama de ragala advice hana nga wax mané Mariam I want to change and I'll talk to you but just ma gis na ma wax no because I'm just not suma bop more than 10 times house more so yeah
that's it. Most of the time, like they try to remind you of the
of your past,
that you have been
exactly, and that's very bad because Prophet bisa wax na si it's really very bad. You should not like loolu mo gëna bon nit di def dara nga ko fatale ko past them. It's really not okay, it's not nice, it's not funny, yeah.
Yeah. Well, sometimes like when you want to tell them about a certain thing that is bad, they will tend to channel or maybe remind you another bad thing that you're doing. They want to do it definitely or something like that. Meaning that okay, nobody's perfect. You could do bad things and all that, but that doesn't mean that when you see something that is good, you cannot remind someone else.
And what's more important is that you are putting in your best to become better.
Yeah.
And that's what they should be looking at and not trying to bring you down.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that we should try to emulate as Muslims. Instead of bringing down your sister or fellow brother in Islam, try to encourage them. Okay, you're doing this, mashallah, I see what you're doing, I'm proud of you, and then may Allah help you to make it easy and all. So I think that's what's better, and I think this is the reason why there are so many people that are hesitant to actually start their hijab journey, because they've seen how people, the things people go through, and how people treat others that are just starting their journey. I think we should just learn to be nicer to each other. Yeah, and that way we're going to encourage other people to start wearing the hijab.
If you can say something that's
And I feel like most sisters, what actually affect them is the procrastination. They'll be like, I will start the hijab next month. I will start the hijab when I get married.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's some people that say that when I get married.
But you don't have Kenya day.
Exactly. I know someone, I'm commenting it. If I like statement book. Suma say ina hijab sila mo gina is man ko na kanya joge fale na le yala ñun kanya ñoo de ñun man ko la nga xam yo kanya ñana ma jama suma say mo mashallah so say itam nga ne xara bima am dom suma amé dom suma magité non nga def nak be
you only know today, you don't know tomorrow.
Exactly.
So now that you have the chance to do it, just do it.
And so I'm just the thought of, you know what, I want to wear the hijab, say alhamdulillah, because when I was like before, I never know hijab was like by force. I never knew it. Nobody talks about hijab news my head
exactly.
because of my surrounding, and woman hijab I had to change them because they gonna need to let them influence lo good at but hari dafa garaw.
Exactly. You are what your friend is.
Exactly. And dafa over garaw. Your surrounding tells who you are.
Yeah.
Even to fake any they cannot like tell you do this. Munila encourage that but then over garaw. Munila post nga def lo xamantene yo before you realize it, it's too late. Yeah. So friends are really important.
Yeah, I think one thing that I can also post or that can inspire people to be doing the hijab is by knowing the benefits of it. And maybe, for example, it's too different when you are hijab and when you are not, especially when it comes to the society and the people that even don't know you. When they see you on the street, that the kind of the way they like look at you when you are hijab and the way they look at you when
it's
you are
different.
hijab.
If you are not a hijab, they sexualize you. I hate that. It's not even a compliment.
Mm.
I hate that because it is so disrespectful.
It is.
Son yaangi ne, suñ la ko waxee xamal ne yow la because of loolu sol foog ñu wax na son yaangi ne. And sometimes last week bu ma génnee am na benn jànq bu ma jiitlante lu mu sol I'm not judging but ñu ngi jiitlante maa ngi doon xool nit yi ni ñu ko doon xoolee ma xam ne kon dëgga nii la dee mel xanaa nit yi ñu ngi ko doon xool like xam nga te bët bu la xool rek.
You know, when you're doing it at that point, you feel like, okay, you're...
maa ngi toj dëgg bi. I am doing good.
Exactly.
And then one thing I believe that we should also work on when you're trying to perhaps advise someone that's close to you with regards to wearing the hijab. You know, sometimes we're used to, should I say, there's a tone that in which you use. Yeah, if you're trying to advise someone, you don't downgrade them or make them feel less of themselves, or you don't do it in a way like you're trying to force it. You don't force these kind of things because it has to come from the heart. Like the intention has to be there. So if you want to advise someone, instead of forcing it, like you said, why don't you tell them the importance and this, that, the benefits, the reason why Allah commanded us to do it. Like I, for one, my ustaz would be like anytime he sees me, he's like, where's your hijab? And then it's kind of like, if there are people like me, when you try to like tell me what to do in such a manner, I will not want to do it. Yeah, it's like just like
I think that's everybody.
Yeah, so like I don't want to do it. So because of the way I was being told to wear the hijab, I just like I'm not going to wear it. But for me, it's not like I had a dream or anything. It was just one day I woke up and I was like, I'm going to start. So like I started with wearing like this turbans, like the turbans. Yeah, that's how I started. And then later on I started getting veils and just tying it anyhow. And then from there, like I started wearing the hijab, and then alhamdulillah I can't go out without covering my hair. So it just shows that everyone's journey is going to be different. It doesn't have to be a certain way. It could be anyhow, and then it happens. Yeah, so I just pray that Allah guides everyone.
And I feel like some of your friends, they will want to do the hijab, and some of them, mashallah, they are not hijab. I have friends that are not hijabi, but they really encourage me in whatsoever I do. They make sure they am Julie. Understand? They keep pushing you.
Yeah.
But I'm praying to God, they will also come
because everyone has their struggles. Yours is not the hijab, someone else's one is the hijab, maybe someone else's one is reading the Quran or something. So we all have our struggles.
That's why we are friends, to remind each other and guide each other.
That's like you said, friends are very important. So you need friends that would remind you, oh, it's time to pray, let's pray. Remind you, have you done this, have you done that? That way you can grow together and become better. So
I feel like too, like everybody's journey is different, but like you, for example, you have been wearing the hijab for 3 years and you still cannot improve yourself. Like that's really true. It's really crazy because for me it's like 1 year, like 3 months or 4 months, and then I was like, I'm not gonna say now I don't show my neck, but I cover my neck always, and sometimes it's just gonna be a little bit. I see people in 5 years they have been wearing the hijab and they still wear things short sleeves. You know, it's like, I'm gonna start here, and you are gonna tell yourself, I'm gonna start here, and inshallah before 1 year I'm gonna improve to another level.
They don't set goals.
So man gis na ñoo xamantene like 5 years they are still, you know, showing boobs.
It might stem from the intention.
Exactly.
Because if you truly want to become like a hijabi, like wear your hijab properly and everything, like that's what you really want, it's going to come naturally. Like the intention and like the goals, you're going to set goals and you're going to make sure you get like hit the goals. Like for you, this is not how you started, and then now look at you. But if you're not really into it, if it's not something that you really want, I think you're just going to be standard. Because if you want something, you actually work towards it.
Exactly. And so people are wearing the hijab amun pehe because suñ ko génnee nit dañoo wax moo tax they are wearing those type of things. Because like dañ xam nga lan la mën na soona suñ ko génnee people are gonna talk xam nga li xew lu ma neex lay sol. That's why they are wearing these tight clothes, jumpsuit, very tight. No, that makes me how can you wear tight? Look, even if you are this step-by-step thing, no, these jumpsuits is really crazy. You cannot wear jigéen xam nañu ñëpp suñ shape wearing jumpsuit, it's so tight that they can even tell you how you are. It's really crazy as a hijab. we should really know that this is not just the headscarf.
Yeah.
It comes with a lot of things.
It has conditions.
Yeah.
And
So-
if the conditions are not met, then it's not called a hijab.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the fact.
Hack.
How does the hijab benefits maybe you as a person?
Yeah. So I'll come to the societal aspect because I love to talk about the society. So as a hijabi, people respect you even without knowing you. If they see you with the hijab, you know me, men. People say this. Go to the ragala approach. That's what they
Exactly,
do.
girl. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
My friends always say this. My male friend, they will say, "Ki rafla ragalali," and that is beautiful. If men don't want to approach you because you're a hijabi, that is good. So I think that is one benefit of it. They respect and value who you are because ki do majelal nonsense and ham. So I feel like that is just enough for me.
Yeah.
Exactly. And also, like, maybe not here, since like most of us we wear the hijab, but maybe like in countries like America and other countries like the UK or Korea, if you wear the hijab, they will just know that you are a Muslim. You just represent like the Muslim community.
It's our ID.
It's our identity,
Yeah.
exact. And you also wear an eye of the Quran. Just imagine you as a human being, you're wearing the hijab. It's like you saying, yes, I am following the commandment of Allah. And that is something that not everyone can do.
Like she said, Guri that's facts. Facts 100%. Guri ragala approach because they be saying like, hey, ki musiyoni yala, hey, ki di. Then you ragal
They know
like
you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, unless
like-
they're like serious, that's when
Exactly.
they want to approach you.
Because I have one of my friends like just last month. That my send voice message. Maria wanyan salo. Ano ko lihaw? Ano mo yung suwa yung tisalo ko am chicken. Maria, mano ko lang gawa. Lihaw, mano mahe. Yung hang lo boy nun laraganesa. Mano ko man yang mano mo cool sa mano madere. Agi mano mo boy bila dulu. Mano mo sumala he boy din laragan like din laraga. But anyway, so fake suma hijab mo ta nyara.
That's
It's
Yeah,
fine.
That's the good
It's
thing,
okay
yeah.
because at least can do my disrespect.
Uh-huh.
Can do my whole.
And they will not want to do bad things with
Exactly.
you.
Well, I'm not gonna go then yaka jam nak. I'm sorry. Because
Yeah,
I know this young so Been go mangis last time because man neck manika but sometimes some people them fair I don't want people to recognize me. There's some nikab. Suma deme yo son yangi ni nikab.
I wanted to say that. That some people don't even mind, even if you're dressing like really modern.
Yes, they will still
No,
have something to
this
say.
is really.
They
Can I give
still
you
approach you and ask for your number.
Yes, this
They still do that.
Nikab.
Yeah. They still
Men,
do that.
I think
Oh.
that one is not like the hijab is
No,
fault.
it's a
the
different
men's
thing.
fault.
Like,
Because
it's
you
a
know Allah
different
subhanahu wa
topic.
ta'ala gave us
Firstly-
like each of us something to do. For us the hijab is we have to wear the hijab, and for the men
They have
you
to
have to
lower
lower
their
your gaze.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you are wearing your hijab and still they're looking at you, that is their fault, and that is
It's
they are
not- it's
simple
not-
for
No,
that.
they
Exactly.
are really crazy for that
Yeah.
because monologue is ko hamantene is wearing niqab nganan ko sol yangi ne wala sa buti dafa nice. Are you okay? Got some
Like,
Gambian
lower your
men, I'm
gaze.
awesome. Wala nyo yung attack. Some Gambian men, please, you
Come
guys
on,
need
but-
to stop. They didn't respect me. Come like, so you sole hijab nga ki yeah, just shut it up.
Yeah, I think the problem is, no matter how good people are, they are going to be bad.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, even though no matter how a lot of people respect you when you do the hijab, they are going to be feel that.
Yeah,
that-
sexualize you. I'm not in a
Yeah.
good that. They need to really stop that because Lord, that they muna ta nit ki to amat confident. Then na di gis nu
Yeah,
sexualize
wow.
na. Gambia, I'm not even gonna say Gambia only. Why the fuck common day Gambia? Nanga gis jigen rega ko sexualize. Why son yo ning ameli why yo yangi sol hijab why hey sa form bi mge feñ. Please, we really need to stop that because the fact that nit ki sometimes the fast solo sa mune ha mo gene ki muna on my def muna.
Wow. People are
So
different.
abaya sa murray mini saku sab still they are gonna talk.
Yeah, it was something I was actually thinking about the other day. Like we focus so much on like protecting the girls and everything that we forget to teach boys,
the men,
forget to
what
teach
to
the
do.
men. So like most of them are out there, they have like the wrong mindset.
Uh-huh.
I won't say I don't blame them, but sometimes I don't really blame them because that's the way they were brought up. That's the way they see things, and it's like a normal thing for them. So I think we also need to start like focusing on the guys, our boy child, and try to like give them a proper mindset and educate them. You don't speak to a woman this way, you don't do this, you don't do that, and then so it's like while you're protecting your girls, your effort is not going to waste.
Yeah.
I don't know if you get. But
Yeah.
if you're just focusing on one side and you're not doing anything on the other side, it doesn't make sense to
sense.
me. It doesn't just make
And
sense.
this is why seeking knowledge is so important.
Yes.
Because if you know like your limits and the boundaries that you need to do as a man, you will not go overboard. Like just like you said, just like he said, when they see you, even as a hijabi, you're covering up, they will still have something to say about that. But if you know the rules and the things that you should do as a man to stop yourself from when you see a hijab and give us, and do you know like if a woman is passing and she does not greet you as a man, you should not be angry. Because
Yeah.
it's her right. She
Yeah.
can decide whether to greet you or not. It's not like a by force thing. And sometimes even when you pass them, you don't greet them. They will be like Sondo wassalamu alaikum, as if greeting is by force. Though when somebody greets you, you have every right to tell them like to greet you back, but it's not by force for you to like greet someone, especially when he's a man, because sometimes the girls will say, you know, I don't want to bring like this chit chat things
Yeah, I'm
between
that
us,
kind
so
of
I'm
person.
gonna
Yeah,
I feel
gonna limit my
uncomfortable,
boundaries,
especially when
yeah.
it's like a group of guys. When I'm walking and I see a group of guys, I'm always like facing like front, like so
Oh, my
straight. Like I
God.
frown my face, even though I don't really
Or
have a
change
serious
roads.
face. But like I try to frown my face and just walk fast because like I'm not comfortable, so I may not be comfortable enough to even greet you. And it might not be that you perhaps have a bad intention, but it's just the based on experience and the way like the society is.
Yes.
So that's